was a lonely polar bear a-looking for a wife, but he'd never seen another polar bear in his whole life. The ocean ice caps were melting and the bears were getting scarce, and the only creature he could find was a single Arctic hare. So he went up to the hare and he said, "Oh, darling hare, won't you marry me? Oh, darling hare, won't you please, please, please? Oh, darling hare, won't you marry me?" The hare was simply silent as she hopped away. The polar bear was lonely for another day. Having struck out once, the polar bear was feeling down, but he knew he'd never win a wife if all he did was frown. So he bucked up all his spirits and he wandered down the bay, and soon enough a lady walrus happened in his way. So he went up to the walrus and he said, "Oh, darling walrus, won't you marry me? Oh, darling walrus, won't you please, please, please? Oh, darling walrus, won't you marry me?" The walrus was silent as she flopped away. The polar bear was lonely for another day. Said, "Well, maybe I should wait, and with patience I'll win her." He stayed for days by the water, but the walrus never returned. Eventually a seal came up to get a breath of air, and was probably surprised to find an amorous polar bear. He went up to the seal and said, "Oh, darling seal, won't you marry me? Oh, darling seal, won't you please, please, please? Oh, darling seal, won't you marry me?" The seal was simply silent as she slipped away. The polar bear was lonely for another day. He said, "I'll try to find her and I'll see if she'll come back." So he jumped into the water, but she proved quite hard to track. As he swam along, he came upon a big beluga whale, and he thought, "We are both large and white, with her I cannot fail." Yes. So he went up to the whale and he said, "Oh, darling whale, won't you marry me? Oh, darling whale, won't you please, please, please? Oh, darling whale, won't you marry me?" The whale was simply silent as she swam away. The polar bear was lonely for another day. "I'd give up on the ocean," cried the lonely polar bear. "I'll go further down the land and see what I can find there. I think that I've exhausted all my options in the north. I'll travel south and try my luck," and so he sallied forth. He traveled south for days and nights and days and nights and days. He kept an eye upon the stars that lit for him the way. One evening as he lay so tired upon his tundra bed, he saw the northern lights up in the sky above his head. He thought, "Well, I am getting pretty desperate," so he looked up at the northern lights and said, "Oh, darling lights, won't you marry me? Oh, darling lights, won't you please, please, please? Oh, darling lights, won't you marry me?" The northern lights were silent as they danced away. The polar bear was lonely for another day. By this time the polar bear was starting to give up. He thought he'd never find a wife before his time was up. He kept on going south until he found a lot of trees. He decided it was time for opportunity to seize. He slept that night so solidly he didn't even hear a rustle in the forest that meant somebody was near. When he woke he got a shock at the vision standing there. Would you believe it was a lonely female endangered grizzly bear? He went up to the polar bear and said, "Oh, darling polar bear, won't you marry me? Oh, darling polar bear, won't you please, please, please? Oh, darling polar bear, won't you marry me?" The polar bear, he leapt for joy and married her right there. And that is how we've come to have these pizzly roller bears.
Did you sit and write that before then?
No, I was just remembering the chords.
Yeah.
I really